Back here at UWM Live on Good Better Broker as we welcome in Brian Makris. He is with Home Choice Lending out of Bedford, New Hampshire. Brian, welcome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
what a great day today.
I was going to ask you, how do you describe the experience, the atmosphere here at UWM Live?
The energy's out of control. The people that you get to meet, you get to collaborate from different areas of the country. I was telling you off camera here just a few minutes ago that you learn so much from colleagues in the business with like-minded quality loan officers that are saying, this is what I'm doing in California, this is what I'm doing in Texas. And we take those little bits and pieces and we share right back and say, hey, this is what I'm doing to grow. This is a tough market. And what are you guys doing to survive in it? So I love it. This is your second time doing this live. It's my second time being here, and you guys are just awesome. We love you.
Oh, we love to hear it, Brian. You actually were a retail guy for 17 years.
Correct.
And you made the switch to broker. We actually talked to you when you were here a couple of years ago about
Correct.
that switch. Fast forward now a couple of years later, you still pretty happy with the decision?
Yeah, it's the control is amazing. It's nice that there's other investors out there that if something doesn't fit in the box, but we looked at our pipeline last year and 97% of our loans came to you guys. It's just the speed, the accuracy, the innovative new products that constantly come out, the 1% conventional, which doesn't exist out there, the grant that Matt Ishby has thrown in there to help buyers get into houses. It's been fantastic. Really, at the end of the day, I just did a segment on my social media that speed matters, and we use this all the time with our customers and our real estate agents to win new relationships.
All right, you talked about social media, so I got to ask you about your presence there, because I feel like when you and I last talked, it was not nearly at the level it is now. Checked your Instagram, I believe, yesterday, and you were approaching 16,000 followers.
Yeah. So I've had a bunch of people ask me, like, Brian, how are you doing it? And I said, well, we've posted 1,200 videos. We're trying to find that audience, whether it's a real estate agent, a home buyer, a listing agent, we make sure they know. And then we use that to promote any of the activities that are coming up, like a continuing education class, a podcast that we're doing. If we're having an appraiser come on, let's ask him the tough questions. And people are starting to recognize that there is value in some of this. And I try not to do any segment longer than 45 seconds, 50 seconds. The podcast can be a little bit longer, but we'll chop it up. But this information out there about anything breaking news, that's where we put it. We put it right there. First off, hey, income limits just changed, or the new values for conventional loan limits changed. UWM came out first at the new 715 temporarily until they made the change. We were first to release that within minutes of it happening. Our competitors slowly followed, but I use that as a breaking news piece, an opportunity to talk to my past customers, my current customers. I tell everybody, hey, this is how you follow us. This is how you learn about what we're doing.
I love the approach, and I better watch out, because with this breaking news stuff, you're coming for my job pretty soon. What is it doing, though, for your business and your reach as you are putting these videos out and really talking to your borrowers?
Yeah, so, it's so funny. So I had out of the blue, I had a customer walk in and say, Brian, I follow you on social media. A walk-in my office. I follow you on social media. And as that customer's walking in, I actually had another customer that he's walking out telling his wife he's going to meet Brian Makris, and I want to go meet him because I want to ask him about this investment property because he does a lot with Airbnbs. So she's like, you don't even know this guy. Yeah, I know, but I see him all the time. And he goes, I feel like I know him. So he set an appointment, he came in and met, and as I'm walking him out the door, this guy walks in from an insurance company and says, I follow you on social media, I'm interested in meeting you. And so, on a 1 to 10, I'm still like a 2 or a 3, but I'm starting to see traction. I'm starting to see, customers follow me. I'm getting requests through, a text message saying, hey, Brian, I'm a loan officer and I'm having a problem with loan. Can you tell me or can you help me walk through some changes because we're having an issue with our underwriter? What would you do here? So I've had loan officers, real estate agents, customers, investors. It's just like, if you help people, you educate people, they're going to come back to you, they want to learn. So you got to give them something of value, and it's got to be short and sweet.
I love the fact that you said, that person didn't know you, but they felt like they knew you because they follow you on social and because you're constantly doing these videos. I mean, that's pure gold right there.
I agree. So he is now sponsoring our continuing education classes, and he's now closed about 6 insurance transactions with us in this short period of time of this new relationship. This all happened in the last 60 days with him, and we do a couple classes every single month, but he is now part of our regular presentation. He comes up, Daniel's on there, and we talk about him, and that's because he pulled in and says, I follow you, I watch what you do, and I want to be part of what you guys do. And he, he's doing the hard thing. He's making a cold call drop in, but he's getting deals out of it. It works.
I always like to ask guests this question, those who are big on social media videos who maybe were not as comfortable when they first started. How did you get yourself to the point where it was just like, a regular thing to turn the camera on and start recording?
Yeah, so I think the biggest challenge I had was trying to make it perfect. And now my wife will look at it and she's like, that's pretty good. And I'm like, all right, let's go with it. And now most of our stuff is one take, maybe two, unless I have a real big fumble during it. But we'll come in, we do 2 records a month, and we'll do 15 or 16 videos, and then we plant the hooks. And it's really just about practice and having your topic that you want to touch on, whether it's debt service cover ratio loans, or you want to talk about the 1%, you want to talk about a grant program that you have, or FHA 3.5% down investor, and we can use rental income. Whatever that topic is, know what your 5, 6, 7, 8 bullets are, and then hit it in 45 seconds, and then move on.
Great advice. You're a big technology guy as well, and I know that you're big on speed, and even when we talked a couple of years ago, you were blown away by how quickly you could get a CTC in the broker channel. How has that evolved? What are you leaning into right now on the tech side?
Yeah, so it's part of my continuing education class. I bring the slide up because my competition is always taking shots at me saying there's no way they could do this. So I think I have the fastest clear to close in New England, maybe farther. I've got competitors that are friends of mine in the business with UWM, and they're trying to beat me. I have a clear to close refinance, start to finish, from submission to clear to close, 62 minutes. So I have a 0 on my wall, says 0-day clear to close, 62 minutes from submission to clear to close, which is unbelievable. And yeah, we teed it up just right. And now I have a purchase, 1-day clear to close purchase. It's unheard of. Nobody in the industry could do this. And yeah, I brag about it. As loan officers, probably one of the things we don't do is we don't talk about our successes. I talk about my failures as much as my successes, but you got to let your teams know, you got to let your competitors know, hey, we are better, we are doing this.
62 minutes.
Unbelievable, yeah.
That's crazy,
Scott
man.
and Lacey in my local town got an appraisal waiver, got dockless income, submitted it at like 10 o'clock. It was out at 11:02. Absolutely unbelievable.
Oh, that's great, man. Tell me about this market that we're in right now, and I know that there's still inventory issues out there. How are you kind of navigating this, especially with a lot of those would-be first-time home buyers that are still trying to get into a home?
Yeah, so we've really kind of changed what we're doing. We're having success. In fact, I was having breakfast with a colleague, and I said, we got like 7 new contracts in, and what are we doing differently? We are using Bolt. It took me a long time to get on board with Bolt. Bolt, for those, is a loan commitment that comes out. It averages 2 to 3 hours to get it. It's very tedious to put it in, but when it comes out, you can have your income, your assets, and your income, assets, and credit cleared. So I'm calling the listing agent and I'm saying, hey, listen, Brian Makris here, Home Choice Lending. That approval that you're looking at, that's not a pre-approval from me. That's a loan commitment. Income's been cleared, assets have been cleared, and credit's been cleared. Sometimes if we get an appraisal waiver, we can waive that as well. But I said this should go up at the top with cash or slightly under cash. But it is winning offers. It is putting us above everybody else because they can see pre-approved for $550, 10% down, no income, no assets, no credit. We need title, we need a condo docs, whatever it is. And that just puts us at the top of the list. It's winning offers. It's creating opportunities also to talk to a listing agent to maybe brag a little bit about what we're doing and how things are different.
You also, this is interesting, you're closing business with agents who you never worked with before.
Yeah.
How are you doing that?
Yeah, so some of that's social media. Yeah. So this past year or the last 18 to 24 months, I closed more real estate agents business in the business than I did the prior 20 years. It was absolutely insane. And if any deal goes sideways out there, if it's in the weeds with another company, they're calling me up and saying, hey, Brian, an agent in the office said, I need to speak with you. You're the only one that can close this. I was on an airplane at the carousel waiting for our baggages, and an agent saying, Brian, Amanda's saying, Brian, you're the only one that can do this fast. It needs to close in about 18 days. Can you talk to the customer? That was on the trip here. So that reputation about speed is happening, and people out there are saying, hey, why aren't we using these guys? How do we get them in? So we, get one deal with them, get two deals with them, and then let them see that consistency, and we'll win their business forever.
Man, you are doing some incredible things, Brian. Keep up the amazing work, and thanks so much for swinging by. Great to see you.
Likewise, my man. Really good to see you, my man.
Brian Makris with Home Choice Lending.
Thank you.